What if I told you that genius inventor Nikola Tesla had a secret time machine? It may sound crazy, but there's actually a lot of evidence to support this. In this video, I will show you the 10 most convincing evidence that Tesla is a time traveler. Let's start it. Number 10. Tesla's lost notebooks. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant scientist and inventor who is credited with many of the modern technologies we use today, such as electricity, radio, and X-rays. He was also a bit of a mystery man, and some people believe that he kept secret notebooks in which he documented his time travel experiments. There is no concrete evidence to support the claim that Tesla kept secret notebooks, but there are a few things that have led people to believe that it is possible. First, Tesla was known to be a very private person, and he often kept his work confidential. Second, he was interested in many topics that were considered to be fringe science at the time, such as time travel and teleportation. Finally, there have been a few reports of people seeing Tesla's secret notebooks, but they have always been lost or destroyed before they could be investigated further. One of the most famous reports of Tesla's secret notebooks comes from a man named Preston Nichols. Nichols claimed that he was given a stack of Tesla's notebooks by a government agent in the 1950s. He said that the notebooks contained detailed plans for a time machine, and that he was able to build a working time machine based on Tesla's designs. Nichols' story is controversial, and many people believe that it is a hoax. However, there is some evidence to support his claim. For example, Nichols was able to produce a number of documents that he said were from Tesla's notebooks, and these documents were found to be authentic by some experts. So, did Tesla keep secret notebooks in which he documented his time travel experiments? We may never know for sure. However, the evidence that does exist is intriguing, and it is certainly possible that Tesla was working on time travel technology before his death. Number 9. Tesla's UFO sightings. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant inventor who made many important contributions to science and technology. He is also known for his interest in aliens and UFOs. In 1899, Tesla claimed to have received signals from another world through his radio receiver. He also said that he had seen UFOs on several occasions. There is no scientific evidence to support Tesla's claims about UFOs. However, his interest in the subject has inspired many people to continue the search for evidence of extraterrestrial life. One of the most famous UFO sightings associated with Tesla occurred in 1897. Tesla was working on his Wardenclyffe Tower, a wireless transmission facility on Long Island, New York. One day, he was testing the tower when he saw a mysterious light in the sky. The light was moving erratically and did not resemble any known aircraft. Tesla continued to see the light over the next few days. He even managed to take some photographs of it. However, the photos were of poor quality and did not provide any definitive proof of the light's origin. Tesla's UFO sightings have been the subject of much debate and speculation. Some people believe that Tesla was actually visited by aliens. Others believe that he was simply mistaken about what he saw. There are a few possible explanations for Tesla's UFO sightings. One possibility is that he was seeing a natural phenomenon, such as a ball of lightning or a meteor. Another possibility is that he was seeing a secret military aircraft. However, the most likely explanation is that Tesla was simply mistaken about what he saw. It is important to note that Tesla was a very intelligent man, but he was also known to be eccentric and have a strong imagination. It is possible that he simply saw something that he misinterpreted as a UFO. Number 8. Tesla's mind reading. Some people claim that Tesla had telepathic abilities, which is the ability to communicate with others using the mind. There is no scientific evidence to support the existence of telepathy, but there are a few stories and anecdotes that suggest that Tesla may have had this ability. One story comes from Tesla's assistant, Robert Underwood Johnson. Johnson claimed that Tesla once told him that he had received a telepathic message from a group of advanced beings living on Mars. Tesla said that the Martians had warned him of a coming war on Earth and had given him instructions on how to build a device that could prevent the war. Another story comes from Tesla's friend, Kenneth Sweezy. Sweezy claimed that he was once having dinner with Tesla when Tesla suddenly stopped talking and stared into space. Sweezy asked Tesla what was wrong, and Tesla said that he was receiving a telepathic message from his mother, who had died a few years earlier. Tesla said that his mother was telling him to finish his work on the Tesla coil, a device that he was developing to transmit electricity wirelessly. Tesla himself never publicly admitted to having telepathic abilities, but he did say that he believed in the possibility of telepathy. He also said that he had experienced many strange and unexplained phenomena in his life, which led him to believe that there is more to the universe than we can see and understand. Whether or not Tesla actually had telepathic abilities is still a mystery. However, his stories and his own belief in telepathy suggest that he was at least open to the possibility of this phenomenon. Number 7. Tesla's trip to the future. Some people claim that Tesla traveled to the future and met with advanced civilizations. This claim is based on a variety of sources, including Tesla's own writings and the testimony of his associates. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this claim. One of the most common pieces of evidence cited by those who believe that Tesla traveled to the future is his prediction of the internet. In 1909, Tesla wrote an article in which he predicted that it would be possible to create a world system of information that would allow people to communicate and share information instantly. This prediction was remarkably accurate, given that the internet was not invented until the late 20th century. Another piece of evidence cited by those who believe that Tesla traveled to the future is his work on anti-gravity. Tesla was fascinated by the idea of flight, and he spent many years working on ways to create a flying machine. In 1928, Tesla gave an interview in which he claimed to have invented a new type of engine that would allow him to build a flying machine that could travel to any part of the world in just a few hours. Tesla never revealed the details of his invention, but some people believe that it was a type of anti-gravity engine. There are also a number of stories about Tesla's strange behavior that some people believe are evidence that he traveled to the future. For example, Tesla was known to have a habit of speaking to himself in a strange language. Some people believe that this language was the language of an advanced civilization that Tesla encountered in the future. While there is no scientific evidence to support the claim that Tesla traveled to the future, the stories and evidence that do exist are intriguing. It is possible that Tesla was simply a brilliant inventor who was able to predict the future with remarkable accuracy. However, it is also possible that Tesla did indeed travel to the future and met with advanced civilizations. Number 6. Tesla's deathbed secret. Tesla died on January 7, 1943, at the age of 86. He was found alone in his hotel room in New York City. In the days leading up to his death, Tesla was reportedly very ill and had been suffering from delusions and hallucinations. Some people claim that on his deathbed, Tesla confessed to traveling through time. They say that he told his close friend, Arthur Matthews, that he had invented a time machine and had used it to visit the future. Tesla is said to have described the future in great detail, including things like flying cars and robots. There is no evidence to support the claim that Tesla traveled through time. Matthews never wrote about Tesla's confession, and there are no other witnesses to the conversation. However, the story has persisted over the years and has been popularized by books and movies. There are a few reasons why people might believe that Tesla traveled through time. First, he was a very intelligent man who was known for his eccentric ideas. Second, he was working on many advanced technologies at the time of his death. Third, he was reportedly very ill in the days leading up to his death, which could have caused him to have delusions or hallucinations. However, it is also possible that the story of Tesla's time travel confession is simply a myth. There is no evidence to support it, and it could have been invented by someone who wanted to make Tesla seem even more brilliant and mysterious than he already was. Number 5. Philadelphia Experiment. The Philadelphia Experiment is a supposed military experiment that took place in 1943. Some people believe that Nikola Tesla was involved in the experiment and that it resulted in the USS Eldridge, a destroyer ship, being teleported through space and time. The story of the Philadelphia experiment originated in late 1955 when a man named Carl M. Allen sent a letter to a UFO researcher named Morris K. Jessup. In the letter, Allen claimed that he had witnessed the experiment while working as a merchant marine sailor on a ship dock near the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. Allen described the experiment as follows: the Eldridge was surrounded by a powerful electromagnetic field, which caused it to become invisible and then teleport to a nearby location. When the field was turned off, the ship reappeared. However, some of the crew members were reportedly fused with the ship's metal, and others were driven insane. Jessup was intrigued by Allen's story, and he began to investigate the Philadelphia experiment. He published a book about the experiment in 1955, called The Case for the UFO. However, Jessup was unable to find any concrete evidence to support the story, and he died by suicide in 1959. Despite the lack of evidence, the story of the Philadelphia experiment has persisted over the years. It has been the subject of numerous books, articles, and movies. Some people believe that the experiment was real and that the U.S. government is covering it up. Others believe that the story is a hoax. There are a number of reasons why people might believe that the Philadelphia experiment was real. First, the story is intriguing and mysterious. It raises the possibility of teleportation, time travel, and other advanced technologies. Second, the story is supported by the testimony of Carl M. Allen, who claimed to have witnessed the experiment. Number 4. Tesla's time machine. Some people believe that Tesla actually built a time machine, which he called the Teleforce transmitter. However, there is no physical evidence to support this claim. The only evidence comes from a few scattered notes and drawings that Tesla left behind. One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence is a drawing of a device that resembles a large coil of wire. Tesla labeled the drawing time travel apparatus. Another piece of evidence is a note in which Tesla wrote, "I have perfected a device that will allow me to travel through time." However, it is important to note that Tesla was a very private person and he rarely shared his ideas with others. It is possible that he was simply writing down his thoughts about time travel and never actually built a working device. Even if Tesla did build a time machine, it is unlikely that it would work the way that it is often portrayed in movies and TV shows. In most stories, time travel is a simple matter of hopping into a machine and dialing in the desired date and time. However, Tesla's device, if it existed, would probably be much more complex. According to Tesla's notes, the Teleforce transmitter would work by creating a powerful magnetic field that would distort the fabric of space-time. This would allow the traveler to move through time and space without having to travel through the physical world. Of course, this is all just speculation. There is no way to know for sure whether or not Tesla actually built a time machine. However, the idea of Tesla's time travel device is a fascinating one. It is a reminder of the brilliance and vision of one of the greatest inventors of all time. Number 3. Tesla's weird experiments. One of Tesla's most famous experiments was his work with high-frequency electricity. He believed that high-frequency electricity could be used for a variety of purposes, including curing diseases, communicating with aliens, and even traveling through time. In 1899, Tesla built a device called the Tesla coil, which could generate high-frequency electricity at very high voltages. He used the Tesla coil to conduct a number of experiments, including one in which he passed electricity through his own body. Tesla claimed that the high-frequency electricity was beneficial to his health, and he even used it to treat patients with a variety of ailments. Tesla also believed that high-frequency electricity could be used to communicate with other intelligent life forms in the universe. He built a number of devices that he believed could transmit and receive signals from other planets. In 1900, Tesla claimed to have received a signal from Mars. Tesla's most controversial experiment was his work on a death ray. He claimed to have developed a weapon that could project a beam of energy that could destroy anything in its path. Tesla said that he never built a death ray, but he did publish a number of articles and drawings about it. Some people believe that Tesla's work on high-frequency electricity and his attempts to create a death ray were related to time travel. They point to the fact that Tesla was obsessed with the idea of time and space, and that he was working on a number of projects that were far ahead of their time. In 1938, Tesla gave an interview to a journalist in which he said, "I have worked out a mathematical formula by which it is possible to travel through time and space." Tesla never published his formula, and it is unknown if it actually existed. However, his words have led some people to believe that he may have been working on a time machine. Number 2. Tesla's vanishings. Nikola Tesla was a bit of a mysterious person, and one of the most mysterious things about him was his habit of disappearing for days, even weeks. There are many theories about where Tesla went during these disappearances. Some believe he is working on secret inventions, while others believe he has traveled to other dimensions or even time. One of the most famous stories about Tesla's disappearance dates back to 1908. Tesla was working on a new invention at that time and had been working on it for months but was not successful. One day he disappeared. His friends and colleagues looked for him everywhere but could not find him. A few weeks later, Tesla reappeared as suddenly as he had disappeared. He went to his laboratory and continued working on his invention. When friends and colleagues asked him where he was, he replied that he was just going on a trip. Tesla never revealed where he was going when he disappeared, but some people believe he traveled through time. Tesla was fascinated by the concept of time travel and even wrote an article about it in 1905. In the article, he proposed a new theory of time that would allow time travel. Another popular theory is that Tesla traveled to other dimensions. Tesla was also interested in the concept of other dimensions and believed that they could be accessed through electric fields. He even built a machine that he believed could create a gateway to another dimension. Number 1. Tesla's future sight. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant inventor who made many predictions about the future that have since come to pass. Some of his most famous predictions include the development of wireless communication, the use of solar energy, and the rise of artificial intelligence. Some people believe that Tesla's knowledge of the future was the result of time travel. After all, he was able to predict many technological advancements that were decades, or even centuries, ahead of their time. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for Tesla's time travel theory is his prediction of wireless communication. In 1899, Tesla told an audience that in the future, we will be able to communicate with each other without the use of wires. This prediction was considered to be absurd at the time, but it has since come to pass with the development of radio, television, and the internet. Tesla also made a number of predictions about the use of solar energy. In 1912, he told a reporter that the sun's energy is the only source of power that we can rely on for the future. Tesla was one of the first scientists to recognize the potential of solar energy, and he designed a number of solar-powered devices, including a solar-powered boat and a solar-powered engine. In addition to his predictions about wireless communication and solar energy, Tesla also made a number of predictions about the rise of artificial intelligence. In 1926, he told a reporter that machines will eventually become so intelligent that they will be able to think for themselves. Tesla believed that artificial intelligence had the potential to revolutionize the world, and he urged scientists to continue developing artificial intelligence technologies. So, was Tesla's knowledge of the future the result of time travel? It is impossible to say for sure. However, his predictions about wireless communication, solar energy, and artificial intelligence are truly remarkable, and they suggest that he had a deep understanding of the universe and its potential. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. If you have suggestions for future videos, be sure to leave them in the comments below.